This is a big mystery of Mary Celeste, the ghost ship. On December 4, 1872, Mary Celeste, also known as the ghost ship, was found without a single soul on board while she was still sailing. She was located off the coast of the Portugal, heading toward the Strait of the Gibraltar. This happened even though the weather was fine and he had experienced an able crew. The background, actually, if you see, the Mary Celeste was originally named the Amazon when it was built at the shipyards in the Spencer Island in Nova Scotia, Canada in 1861. It was launched in the same year, which also happened to be the year when the American Civil War broke out. The brigantine Mary Celeste was 31 meters long, 7.6 meters wide, and displaced 282 tons of water. However, since her launch, she had always been influenced under some evil power. During her first decade of operation, she was involved in several misadventures and passed through many changes of ownership. It was as if the ship was under the influence of bad evil. Look at the following chronicle events if I am going to tell you. The first one, the first master is Robert McLellan fell ill and died. Second one is on her maiden voyage command by John Parker. The ship suffered a big damage in her full of tar, running into a fish dam of the sea. Mary Celeste required major repairs at the shipyards. Later, a fire broke out at the shipyards, terminating Parker's command. Third one, during her first Atlantic crossing, she collided in the Straits of Dover with a two-masted ship which sank. Mary Celeste again required repairs. And fourth one, upon her return to America, she ran around off Cowboy, Nova Scotia. After she was pulled out of the rock, she continued to change hands between a number of owners. No one made any profit. In fact, some of them went bankrupt. And sixth one, finally she was purchased by an American, James Winchester. James bought her at a New York name. It was changed to Mary Celeste. The ill-fated instead, if you are going to see. In October 1872, Mary Celeste was made ready on board in New York's East River of her voyage to Genova, Italy. The captain of the ship was Benjamin Briggs, aged 37. Briggs' 30-year-old wife Sarah and 2-year-old children were also in the ship, and there was 7 crew, making it a total of 10 on the board. Captain Briggs was a very experienced, able seaman, captain 5 ships in his career. He himself was an owner of many ships, had spent most of his life on the sea. Mary Celeste departed New York City on November 7, 1872. She was carrying a cargo of 70 barrels of raw commercial alcohol valued at some $35,000 and had full insurance. Strangely, after almost a month of her sail on December 4, 1872, a British Empire vessel named De Gracia found the Mary Celeste between the Azores and Portugal. She apparently looked abandoned, although still under sail. There was not a single soul on board. This is very sad. So, what could have been the cause of such mysterious abandonment? The weather was fine. She had 6 months of food and water. The crew were also all very able seamen and trustworthy. Even the personal belongings, including valuables, were untouched. Possible explanation if we are going to see. Here are some speculations and theories behind the mysteries of Mary Celeste. Piracy. Some speculated that Mary Celeste had fallen prey to the North African pirates who were unknown to be operating in that sea. The pirates would have killed all on board and threw the bodies over to the sea. And second, the De Gracia crew suspects. Another theory was that crew of the ship De Gracia was salvaged. The abandoned Mary Celeste was have murdered all on the board and then fabricated the story of ghost ship in order to claim the salvage rights. And insurance scam. Some thought that the whole incident was probably to make a fake insurance claim, but that would have required more hours of De Gracia to connive with the Briggs to make it happen. And some other person saying storm. It's true that when the crew of De Gracia salvaged the Mary Celeste, they found a lot of water between the decks, and it happened by the